What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning into the Move OTX channel today. Coming at you from Rancho, San Antonio, Open Space Preserve. And as you can see, we're in store for a rain hike. So the goal today is to kind of stay dry, stay warm, fully geared for rain. I don't have muck boots, but these are kind of my rendition of muck boots. Been wanting to upgrade these, but they still work. So, I'm going to use them and we'll keep going. So the goal here is to get wet and try and stay dry. I've got you guys on the handheld and I'll be pulling you basically in and out of pocket South Meadow Trail to Coyote Trail. So that's where we're headed today. I think it should be a pretty mellow hike out here in these rolling foothills and oak forest. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and let's head on out. Got the Amazfit Stratos tracking my GPS signal as we go here. Alrighty, there's our green go. Gonna tap on that, and we are live. We're on track. Mountain lion warnings, deer. With deer come ticks. And here's the general map of the area. We are right here at the park, main parking and entrance, Coyote Trail. Alrighty, so we'll head on up. Creeks are flowing. Very nice. So this will probably end up being an out and back hike, depending on how far I go. So it looks like we're generally headed in a westerly direction. And we'll probably encounter some hills, in and out of oak forest. Thought about bringing my trekking poles, but I don't think so. These trails are so pretty non-technical today, so no horseback allowed. Coyote Trail to Stefan E. Arbor's Trail. It's really pretty out here this time of year. One of my favorite times of year to take a hike. Everything green, lush, mossy, nice. 501 feet. So we parked at around 412, I believe. So this has been a fairly steady uphill climb. So here's our mapping direction. We're generally headed in a southwesternly direction right now. So our north-south line is running this way, and unfortunately I don't really have any visible landmarks off in the distance to orient myself very well with. So here's where we are. We just did the hike up Coyote Trail, and we're going to hang a left here at Stefan E. Arbor's Trail, and we're going to follow this trail here. Looks like it's fairly flat elevationally. We're not crossing too many perpendicular topographic lines until we hit Quarry Trail, where there's a little bit of an uphill climb, and then we'll continue that direction. And that is the direction we will take. I'm not seeing too many really soaking wet people coming back down, and the ground is really dry. Still got the muck boots on. Yep. Took off the rain shell, got kind of warm. I was actually sweating, perspiring a lot more than I was actually getting wet, so at that point I just took it off. And the nice thing about Lower California elevation hikes here in the Bay Area is you don't really get bitter cold, life-threateningly cold, honestly. Especially at these low elevations. Still climbing. We're at 676 feet. Doesn't sound like it's that high, but from here, from this vantage point, get a great view into the South Bay Area. San Jose's down that way. Mountain View this way. There's Moffett Airfield right there. Palo Alto, my hometown, is farther that way. That way. That is Cupertino. Right now we're looking down into a part of Cupertino. So it looks like we're leveling off a bit, cresting up a bit on the top of this oak forest hill, and it's getting kind of windy as well. So that's one sign that you're cresting at the top of a peak of a series of hills, and rain is getting kind of heavier as well. Not really a heavy rain, not yet, but it's getting there. Put the rain shell back on. I'm not really cold, honestly. It's probably, I don't know, mid-50s Fahrenheit. Not super cold. But I do want to try and stay dry if I can. Rain's starting to come down a bit heavier now as we head farther southwest. So after 1.1 miles, we're at 760 feet altitude. Trying to maintain about 2.5 to 3 mile per hour speed going uphill here, but I'm taking it slow. I'm really in no hurry. Not on a day like today. Ooh yeah, coming down pretty hard now. Definitely glad I got my rain shell now. Sorry for the rainwater on the camera lens, guys. It's kind of how it is out here. Hello, Cupertino. What a great view. Don't know if you guys can hear the rain coming down on my shell. Coming down pretty hard now. Ooh yeah. We're going to continue uphill. Onwards and upwards. Still trekking along. Still all smiles. Let's give you guys, here you go. Oh, we've actually come down a bit in altitude. We're at 880 feet. After a little over a mile and a half. Still all smiles, still going. Got a little bit of sunshine out now. Can show off the always on display of my Amazfit Stratos. Love this watch. You're seeing this watch at its best, at its strength. Got a comment on my muck boots here. I've had these for several years. I don't think I've ever done a video review on these boots before. But I've had these, I've done probably now maybe 25 miles of trails with these boots on. I've done at least 2 or 3 heavy rain car camping trips with them, and they just keep working. I treat them once or twice a year. I treat them once or twice a year with silicone 3M water repellent spray. I don't leave them out like overnight in a garage or whatever. They sit in my closet so the rubber doesn't dry out. No real complaints about them at all. They're high ankle, so I'm kind of stomping around here, and that is a bit unusual for me because I prefer my Adidas trail runners. But in muddy, sloggy conditions like this, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Turns out I could have just worn my Adidas trail hikers, but I never know. Like, some of the rainwater washes out. You're seeing here some erosional signs here. In a heavy rain, these trails serve as the main outlet for water collection, and you're seeing signs of that right along here. So I never know how heavy it's going to rain up here, and in a heavy rain, this is clearly my favorite footwear. They're kind of big. I bought them as a half size too big, so I could double up my wool socks in cold weather, but I haven't really needed to do that, so they're a little bit big, but that's okay. My feet don't hurt at all in them. I think the longest mud hike I've done with these boots is maybe 5 to 7 miles, maybe 5.5, 6 miles, and I never had any problems there, and I'm certainly not having any problems now with blisters or sore feet or anything like that. I think I have an extra, like Dr. Scholl's boot insert in there. I actually do that on all my footwear. Generally I wear the factory OEM foot liners. I wear it for maybe 20 miles or so, and then they just start falling apart, whether it's Adidas or whatever brand I'm wearing. High Tech is my other brand of boots that I've had. Usually those factory OEM boot liners don't last me longer than 20 or 25 miles. And I ditch them, I toss them, and I replace them with like some Dr. Scholl's work boot inserts with high arches, and I've never had any problems with foot fatigue or injury at all. So, still smiles. Feet are still smiling. All right. Hey, little guy. Salamander out and about. Anybody know what breed, variety that is? Please feel free to post comments down below. And another one. Another little guy. Hey, little guy. Very cool. Not sure why they'd be out and about in the middle of the day like this. Alrighty, so we're at our second trail junction. That way to Wildcat Canyon Trail and eventually to county parking at 1.7 miles. So I'm going to stay on Stephen E. Arbor's trail to Upper High Meadow Trail in 1.9 miles. Really well maintained trail, that's for sure. It's almost like hiking a fire road, which this probably is. Although I'm not seeing too many signs of vehicle wear and tire tracks. Alrighty guys, doing a steady uphill climb. Made it up here to this electrical tower. We're at about 2.64 miles. Hiked back up to 948 feet. Yeah, rain's coming down pretty heavy now. Not sure if you can see that. Still all smiles. Feeling really good actually. So I'm gonna do the hike up here. I'll take you guys on up here to the hike up here, this electrical tower. Ooh yeah, coming down really heavy now. Not cold at all. I'm not worried about hypothermia or some of the more serious temperature related conditions. We're just not that high up yet. Now if the wind started to pick up a lot, then maybe it would be a mild concern. But I'm only about 2.7 miles in. So it's a quick downhill hike back to my vehicle parking. Whew. Ooh yeah. This is real world here, folks. Uphill climb. It's like doing a Stairmaster. Try and keep that 2.5 mile per hour pace and you feel it in your lungs. At least I do. Oh yeah. So we're at a bit of a clearing here by this tower of some sort. What a view. Look at that. Whew. Oh yeah. California poppies are starting to come out a little bit here. Whew. Oh yeah. Feeling good now. Oh, that breeze feels really nice, like natural air conditioning. The camera's getting soaked out here. Sony FDR X3000 infield, real world. Alrighty, so we'll mark this spot. 2.7 miles, 10 elevation, 12 feet, and really starting to feel that wind. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the microphone, but that wind is really picking up, indicating we're cresting once again, and weather pattern is totally changing out here. So we're going to head back down. Still smiles, all smiling, feeling good, not tired at all. I could actually keep going kind of if I wanted to, but we'll mark here and come back. We'll mark this view, that light tower, this awesome view, the sounds of the rain. I see some people walking along that crest right up there. Not sure if they can see me, but I can see them. Alrighty. We'll trek on back. Alrighty, we're making our way back. So one thing I like to do on my hikes out is I like to have my speed, my elevation, my distance, and my time displayed on the main screen and when I do my hike back, I like to have the GPS breadcrumb trail visible always on the display, so I can easily at a glance tell if I've made a wrong turn. Now this trail is really straightforward for the most part, so if I encounter a trail with a lot of different 3 or 4-way forks in the road, I make sure I kind of take mental note of the landscape, the trees, the trail, and the rock formations. But in addition to that, as a backup, I always have my trail GPS, breadcrumb trail GPS. And here you're getting a good sight. I talked earlier about the rainwater flowing back down the trail. So if it gets too much heavier, you know, it could spill out to the right, to the left, and my boots come into play there. So here's the biggest rain puddle we've had thus far. Oh yeah. Trails are starting to get pretty wet now. My rain shell that you're seeing me here with, I've done dozens and dozens of rain hike miles in rotten weather just like this, and this just keeps going. This is made by Paradox clothing brand. Costco of all places had it, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, and I've had it since then, and it works great. I've had no problems with it. Pit zips are nice. It does make an attempt at weatherproof zipper on the front, but honestly that's not that weatherproof. Most zippers really aren't, I found. So it is what it is. It works to some degree. Key factor for me, keep all electronic gear stowed away in Ziploc freezer bags, and that just works for me. Camera gear, cell phone gear stays in Ziploc bags. Both the top and the pants are from Paradox. They're getting pretty muddy, sloshy right now. So again, I've done dozens of miles in this rain suit. More so with the top than the bottoms. But they've been fine. The one complaint I have, and it's a complaint with most pants in general that use shock cord for a drawstring. Why? I hate this stuff. You just keep pulling on it, tighter and tighter, and eventually it breaks. So if I had one complaint about it, would be that. One of these days, I'm gonna get a piece of paracord and draw it all the way through and do it the right way. Haven't gotten around to that yet. Maybe today I will after I get back. I don't know. We'll see. Most definitely, I want to make that modification before my next rain hike. That's for sure. Oh yeah. Calming down good now. Coming down pretty good now. Still all smiles. Coming back. Not too tired. Feeling good. I'm not sure if you can hear that on my rain shell, but it's coming down pretty good now. So, gotta love this rain. Gotta love this rain shell. Really what it's all about is just establishing a little microclimate kind of around me. And I'm gonna get wet. There's really no way around that. It's one thing about rain hiking, rain camping, rain trekking. You're gonna get wet. Gear is gonna get wet, soaked to the bone. The important thing is keep your body temperature up. You can be wet just like this, but if your furnace is keeping you warm, you got a lot of food in your belly, burning calories, staying warm, staying hydrated. Hydration is just as important. You'll be fine. Now this is Lower California elevation, mind you, where it doesn't get bitter cold. Okay, so keep that in mind. If it were really windy out here and actual stormy, yeah, I would be feeling that. But here it's just a heavy rainfall, so it's not too bad. Thunder showers. We really don't get massive thunder showers here in the Bay Area. So yes, absolutely up on the peaks of those hills. If we were in threat of a thunderstorm, that is the last place I'd want to be. So But fortunately, we just don't get too many thunderstorms and thunder showers here, for the most part. When we do, it is pretty spectacular, but it just doesn't happen that often. And certainly not in the forecast today. Oh yeah, really coming down now. Woohoo! A lot of people out on the trails. A lot of dudes out trail running, trail hiking. Nice. It's coming down pretty good now. So, one philosophy about rain hiking, rain camping, rain trekking is you're gonna get wet. There's no way around that. You're gonna get wet. Your gear is gonna get, whatever gear you have on you is gonna get wet. Try and minimize that. If you have a pack cover, get yourself a rain cover for your pack. Obviously, I don't have one for a day hike. I don't really need it. Have a set of outside clothing and shell for wet. And when you're in your tent, have a dry set of clothing to sleep in and to crawl into and warm yourself up. So that's kind of the philosophy. That's really the only way to look at it. It's a bit unnerving the first time you're on a rain hike or a rain camp. And honestly, it's no fun being hunkered down in your tent all day. That sucks. You know, there's no way around that many times. But I think the idea, again, is to have a dry set and a wet set of clothing ready to go. And that has always gotten me through situations like this, whether I'm day hiking, whether I'm overnighting, camping, section hiking, whatever it may be. So one thing I like to do, especially with these boots, is trek kind of in the flow of water sometimes, and that keeps the clay and the mud and the clay from caking up the treads on my boots. When you get that caked up and you're literally lugging around, I don't know, pounds of mud on your feet. Damn, check that out. There's cars down there. I walked right past that on the way up. I wonder how those got down there. That is nuts, man. Would love to hear the story behind that. How'd they get all crushed up, too? Man, bet there's an interesting story to tell there. All rusted out. Looks like it broke in half. That looks like half a vehicle there and half a vehicle there. Weird. No way to get down there. Probably infested with poison oak as well. And look, more stuff, more junk down here. Another car? What the hell is that? Looks like the roof line or the trunk line of another vehicle. I don't know what that is, a metal box of some sort. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alrighty guys, so we're coming back down now. Back on the tail end of our hike. Got another, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile back down to the parking lot. So thanks for tuning in with me here, guys. Please feel free to post comments and questions down below, and I'll respond to them as soon as I can. Remember, everybody, stay safe out there, enjoy the outdoors, and I will catch you guys later on the next one.